What's poppin' YT? It's your boy Sir Mike here to bring y'all a nice little Wi-Fi battle. Single battles I had against Dip from the DMNH clan. So we're about to go ahead and get into it right now. Looking at his team comp, he had a few bulky threats. He had the Mimikyu as well. So I already know exactly what I need to do. Deal with Mimikyu, the threat. Mimikyu is definitely a Pokemon you have to pre-game strategize for. If not, he can definitely wreck your team. So I decided to go ahead and lead out with my Raticate. He leads out with his Mimikyu like I figured he would. He didn't really have any Stealth Rock set up or any hazard setup like on his team. So I know he's probably going to want to go ahead and either Z-Splash or Swords Dance or something to set up. All Mimikyus do since they have their disguise. So I'll go ahead and pop his disguise first turn with the Crunch. And now I'm kind of just debating and kind of waiting to see what he does. He actually does a Trick Room, which kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't ready for that. So now I'm thinking, okay, turn 2, he'll still try to maybe set up. So let's see what he goes for. I decided to go ahead and hit a Swords Dance up. This is going to increase my chances of a OHKO with either Crunch or Sucker Punch, but he actually goes for Play Rough, which I was not expecting for him to do. So he takes me out, Play Rough, Willard goes down, and one hand I'm upset he took Willard down, but the other hand I'm kind of happy that he didn't set up. So I want to bait him into another Play Rough. So I throw out Dean here. Dean goes back out, and then I switch back into Bumbleclot. Yeah, Bumbleclot! Hoping he'd Play Rough, but he actually switches out as well. He switches out into his Mudsdale. I'm not quite sure why he made that move, but now we're sitting here, Mudsdale v Mudsdale. I want to check his defense, see what it's like. I know he has stamina ability. If you're running Mudsdale without stamina, I don't know what you're doing with your life. He hits a good decent chunk. Does about, I'd probably say, like close to 40%. He actually hits up an Iron Defense as well, so I guess he really wants himself to be bulky. I'm not sure if he's not max defense. I'm not sure how that goes. I know I'm built max defense. So then he goes and he hits me with the superpower here, and I'm just gonna eat that up. Scrum diddle yum 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 yum. So his attack falls, his defense falls. He's back at +1. Now I'm at +1. And I had several things I could do here in this option. I'm also rocking the Rocky helmet as well. And the reason why I built my Bumbleclot like this is to handle other Mudsdales. So I know that's going to do a decent chunk to him. Now I know he's sitting up at +2 again. And now the Trick Room's gone. So I believe he should outspeed me this time. Yep. So he goes for the Heavy Slam. He doesn't have an answer for me. I mean, I have several answers for him. But at the same time, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So it's kind of turned into a little stally match here. But as long as he continues to attack me, I'm doing good chunks of damage. So I decided, you know what, this Earthquake right here, we'll take him out, and we'll be set ready to go. So I hit him with another Earthquake, and he actually lives. I don't know how much HP he has, but I'm telling you right now, I was pissed. Just because I didn't want to, you know, make this last any longer than what it needed to. So he decides, you know what, I'm not going to sack off anything. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to switch anything. I'm going to go ahead and sack off Mudsdale here. So that's what he does. He sets up another Iron Defense. So then first KO goes to the boy Bumbleclot, taking out a Mudsdale. And we're sitting pretty right now. I think we're +2 in defense. He sends out Slow and Steady. I decide myself, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get a little chip damage here. I really don't need Earthquake for anything else. That's what I told myself here at this point in time. So he goes ahead and hits me with the Scald. Scald's going to be plenty enough to take me out. I'm all defense. So, yep. Going to go down here. Bumbleclot, you did work. You took out a tank. My goal is to tank out as many tanks as possible. And knowing Slowbro, I know he's a tank. So I decided, you know, what's the best way to handle him. So I switched an Ada here. The Pheromosa. Get some U-turn damage off. And that U-turn damage, I'm telling you right now, Pheromosa, monster. Might as well call her Deoxys Attack. I'm talking about attack sky high. If you want to know who Ada is, by the way, it's safe to Google. Don't worry about it. But she is the princess in Bug's Life. So then I go back out into Dean here. Kind of just want to see what his play is. He switches into Mimikyu. I remember he has a Trick Room that he wants to do. But I just want to keep baiting him in to Play Roughs. So I switch in the Nasty Puh, my Toxapeck. He actually go ahead and sets up again in Trick Room. Guess he really wasn't worried about anything that the Dean could have done. So now he switches out. One from Toxapeck switches out and goes into Muck, which is his poison type. And so now we're sitting here, not necessarily in a a stall battle here, but I might as well call it. It is what it is. Another stall battle. He actually runs minimize on here, and minimize has to be one of the most scummiest moves in the world, I swear. So he pops off his minimize. I'm like, well, I need to start attacking to this thing right now. I can't poison it anyway. And so right now, you're going to see the longest stall in the game. And I wouldn't say the game, I'm talking about this match right here. He's going to go for minimizes. I'm going to keep trying to hit liquidations. I want to get this thing off the field as fast as possible if he's going to be cheeky. This would have been impossible if Muck would have had some sort of like recovery option. I would have been done for. Minimize and some sort of healing. This match would have been unreal. To put it like this, with his bulkiness and how he's playing this Muck, and I'm not saying this goes on for 44 turns, but this whole match was 44 turns. So it's us going back and forth between liquidations and minimizes. So he starts attacking me back with the knockoffs, and I'm no way wanting my PUD to go down. I don't want his nasty Muck taking out this nice nasty PUD. So I go ahead and recover. Now this isn't one of those things where I'm going to sit here and recover and just keep doing it over and over and over again. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and lose a mind to minimize. It's just not going to happen. So I want to go ahead and recover up all the damage he's done so far, negate all of it, and then go back into trying to hit liquidations. Now this is the part I was talking about earlier, where I let my Mudsteel die. I let my Baglot die. This was one of those things where I probably should have kept him around, but I didn't think Muck would be this big of a problem. Was not expecting minimize to come through on his Muck. So this kind of put us here, like I said, where we're just going back and forth. There's nothing really to predict. It's just me trying to land and me missing over and over again. So how we usually play this, since we have some time, since we're just kind of watching the same thing go down and down again, because I think I'm about to recover here this turn, because I know he's outspeeding me and I don't want to be in a position to where I can die. We're actually going to be doing we do a series of battles where we do best 2 out of 3. So you're going to see this one here, and then you're going to see another one go up later on in the week or early next week of round 2. And then we'll move on to doubles as well, 4v4. And then we'll actually move into doubles 6v6. So, and everything's going to be post commentary. I got my boy hooking me up. His name is RJ. I actually leave a link to the description. A link to his channel in the description. He actually live streams Pokemon. He goes ahead and he records these for me and then sends me the video back, since I do not have capture software. Alright, so we're getting kind of close down here to the end of this, what you want to call quote unquote slugfest. The knockoffs to the liquidations. He gets me underneath half. I miss another liquidation. I know, guess what? I got to recover at least one more time. He actually switches out. And this is where I know that there's a God. He switches out. I go ahead and recover. And his boy Mimikyu, I'm still not sure what he wants to do with his life. I'm just not. So I decided, well, let's attack into him. I think he got tired of him because he knows he's not going to kill him with knockoffs. I think he realized that he was, kind of making this game going a lot longer, and he wasn't making any progress. So I hit him with the poison jab here. No poison, and I'm actually using the hidden ability for generator, so I don't have the automatic crits or whatever, but I want to get this thing poisoned regardless. And he actually goes for a physical move. He actually goes for Shadow Sneak. Not sure why he goes straight up for Shadow Sneak, but he does. And I go ahead and pop the poison. So now Mimikyu is no longer a threat. Now, I had things to deal with Mimikyu once his disguise is gone. Don't get me wrong. But it's one of those things to where I just don't want things taking unnecessary damage. And Puh is built maximum defense, maximum HP. 252, 252. So it has a defensive positive nature. So Mimikyu, no threat to the Puh. So the Puh gets the knockout. I'm gonna let you know right now, my Puh came in clutch, no homo. The Puh did work. So now he sends out Dragonite here. He's gonna go ahead and EQ. And this was kind of me just, learning about how powerful the Puh is. The Puh is pretty goddamn powerful. That was easy. Easy money. I go ahead and poison jab here. Hoping to get off, another toxic. Just another poison. Didn't get it. I'm going to Baneful Bunker. I know that EQ isn't a contact move, But you know, the new gen brought new changes. So I just wanted to see. And of course, it's not a contact move, so no poison here. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and sack him off. He's done work. I really don't need him for anything else. So the puh came in clutch. So I appreciate my Toxapex. So now I decided to go into the Dean here. Now there's a couple. My Dean here is running an interesting set by far. He doesn't know that though. He has no idea what I have. So he switches into his Muck here, and I decided I'm gonna go for the Fake Out. So got the egg move on it, Fake Out. It's my one only shiny. The other shinies that I have, I've gotten off of Twitch and giveaways, different things like that. So I go ahead here and I go ahead and burn the Clefable, and this is going to be the second longest part of the battle, as his Clefable also runs Minimize. That's why I'm glad they do not allow this move in competitive sets, because it really just slows the game down. It hits me with the Minimize. I have him burned, but it's not going to do any damage to him. I forget the name of the ability, but he's not going to take any damage from the burn, so that was a wasted turn. So now Clefable's here. I have Acrobatics. Acrobatics is my only attacking move. So I can't do anything to him, because I still have a Citrus Berry that I'm holding. So I just want to keep getting chip damage off. I realize I'm not going to get it off. I know I cannot play this game with him this time. Definitely with Incineroar. It's not going to happen. So now he goes for Minimize. Now he's setting up Cosmic Powers. Now in my head I go, I fucked up, because there's no way I'm dealing with him. There's not. My mons that are still alive, they have nothing, and I repeat, absolutely nothing they can do to this Clefable. I know Dean's definitely the worst one to have out, so I just had to go ahead and switch into Ada. She has a Focus Sash, so I know she'll be okay, and I know she doesn't have a gender, and I'm assuming her gender in 2016. I do apologize for that. Anyway, I switch her in. I didn't want to have to sack off Incineroar. I wanted to keep him around. So hits me with the Dazzling Gleam, takes me down to 1 HP. I go for the super effective Poison Jab. That's the best thing I have. I actually land it. I get lucky and I land it. Hits me with the second Dazzling Gleam. This is going to knock me out here, but I got a chunk of damage. And that's all that I really need. Right now, I got my fingers crossed. I pulled out my rabbit's foot. I prayed to God. I prayed to other religions' gods just to cover my bases. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to hit this thing. So now I'm down to my last two mons, Ariel and the Dean, my Incineroar, my Primarina. I hit the Moonblast. Like I said, I done crossed both my fingers now. I have my legs crossed. I got my big toe and my little toe crossed. We out here. We hoping. We praying. I'm looking at the gods. I'm saying, Arceus, help me, please. So I hit another Moonblast coming through. I'm telling you right now, of all three starters, I wanted to pick Popplio, but I feel like they kind of just slacked in Popplio's first two designs. And then Rowlet, of course, had the best design. And then Litten, I mean, was just a standard fire type. What threw me off from Litten was the fact that he looked like he was going to come up firefighting, so I just left him alone. Fire Dark wasn't special either. So, anyway, Primarina comes through. Primarina is by far the best starter, hands down. Comes through, hits both those Moonblasts, takes out the Clefable, and then goes ahead and finishes off the Dragonite with the Moonblast. Survives the Thunder Punch. I mean, he's bulky, he's tanky, he does what he does. But anyway, that is the first battle of 3. I hope y'all enjoy it. If you did, smack that like button for me. I will get the second one out as soon as I can. I appreciate y'all. But until next time, I'm out of here.
Yeah, back again to tear it up. I'm heading for the top spot. Only given one shot, so I'm working non-stop.